Hey everybody, so today I'm gonna be walking through how I make a cleaner mix and how I'm gonna sidechain a channel to another channel to automatically cut out some frequencies that I do not want. What I want to do is press this vocal chain here. Then I'm gonna press where I want to route it, and I want to route it to this instruments group here. So I'm gonna press this triangle down here. And now it's giving a full green circle here. I'm just going to turn it all the way down so I don't get the output twice. And now it sounds like this. And if I turn it up, you can hear it's going to be doubling the sound. So that's why I'm going to leave it all the way down. In the instruments group, I'm going to put on a C6 Sidechain stereo. And this works with any other plugin you want, this technique, but I'm going to use the example with this plugin. I'm going to press the settings wheel here, and then I'm going to press the settings bar here. I'm going to press processing, then I'm going to right click on this field here. Here we have a lot of things that's routed to it, but I've just added the vocal, and its name is like the splice vocal. You can look it up if you want this vocal also for your track and get it royalty free, because Splice has a lot of vocals. I'm going to press this. Now it's telling me 8 is the number that's in the stereo aux. To have it activated, you need to press this button here. I'm pressing it. Then I'm getting back to the C6. And it's still just outputting the instruments instead of the vocal. So how I need to get the vocal back is I press this internal knob here. Then it's going to be external. I can also do it here. And then it's going to only play the vocal through these channels here. And the vocal is kind of like a stutter vocal. But if I press this vocal here and I mute it, you can see that it doesn't play here. So this shows that it is routed correctly. You can also see it by these yellow levels here are changing differently in volume output compared to these which I haven't pressed external on. You can see this bar here is just rolling to the plug sound, and this bar is rolling to the vocal sound. Now I'm doing this effect on the instruments group, and I want the vocal to stand out more than the instruments. So what I can do here is pull down this threshold level here. You can hear the vocal is becoming more clearer, and it's just every time the vocal is going to hit in the volume above this threshold, it's going to pull the levels down on my instrument groups channel. And I can adjust the weight it is doing this in the attack and release buttons here. If I want a really quick reaction, I can set the attack levels low. And if I want the docking to stop quickly, I can make the release shorter. And if I want it to span out a bit, I can increase it. I usually just keep this low if I'm using it for mixing, so the reaction is quick. You can also adjust it to the tempo of the track to align with the groove of the track. But generally I just keep them low in a quick and dirty approach. And now I can show you how I adjust the bands so it doesn't pull down all of the levels at once. So in this low area here is divided into low, mid and high. And in this low band, I'm going to pull it higher. And then I'm going to pull the high band lower. To get an even more precise band in this plugin, I can just turn off these external again. Then I hit external on this, and this is more like a fluent frequency going everywhere instead of just the 4 bands. So for the bands here, we'll be staying up all night, yeah, if you like. You can just pull this knob down to say how many decibels it's going to be pulled down every time when the vocal exceeds the limit here of the threshold of the instrument group. We'll be staying up all night. The Q band here is adjusting how broad or wide that the band is going to be. I'm just going to set it a bit wider here. We'll be staying up all night, yeah, if you like. Usually the vocals are very present between 500 and 2000 Hz, and you have to find some spots where they stand out depending on the frequency and the key of the track. You can find many gaps. Let's say around 800 here. We'll be staying up all night, yeah, if you like. Maybe 1200 Hz. We'll be staying up all night, yeah, if you like. Now we can already see that it's sounding a bit cleaner when I play it. We'll be staying up all night, yeah, if you like. We can go shopping. You can also press this solo tab to see what are you isolating precisely. We'll be staying up all night, yeah, if you like. You can press the bypass button here to see how the effect is when it's turned off. We'll be staying up all night, yeah, if you like. We can go at your pace, baby, yeah. So it's actually a subtle difference compared to when you're doing broad EQ dips. And the nice thing is that it only turns down the sound when the vocal is active, so it still leaves this presence with the instrument group. So this makes it like more fluent. And you can experiment with various ways. You can also take the lower part out of the vocal simultaneously. Let's say I'll activate this band. I can just pull down the levels here and the threshold. We'll be staying up all night, yeah, if you like. Now you can hear how it sounds when both of the bands are working together. Alright, that was my quick tip for you here, and I hope you liked this tip. And you can also use this technique in various ways. I could also have done it to the bass as opposed to the vocal, and the vocal opposed to the bass. It doesn't have to be just the vocal or just the instruments. You can do it in any way you want, with any channels you want. And this really excels your mixing techniques when you adjust specific frequencies you want down at specific points. This is a better technique than just docking specific vocals on the instruments the entire time that the instruments are playing, because then you can still allow for the frequencies be present when the vocal isn't there. So this is more like a dynamic approach to mixing instead of just a static and rigid way of turning down the frequencies on everything all the time. And this allows for more of the sound to poke through and to make the listener notice more of your tracks instead of you're hiding every sound and every frequency. So if you really like a lead or an instrument you want to go with your vocal, you can still make it present with this technique. You can check out this track that I used for this video called Staying Up, and check all of my other tracks. You can also check out my other videos on the channel. And if you need any mixing or mastering services, you can head over to my website olewnikmusic.com and check that out. Feel free to write in the comments if you have any questions about mixing or about this video or music production in general, and I will be replying to it. Remember to like and subscribe, and hope you enjoyed this video. See you!